One of the more fun parts of starting your online business is choosing your brand colors, but it can also be really overwhelming because there are just infinite possibilities. So in this video, I'll show you how to choose colors that are going to evoke the right emotion in your audience, how to give those colors assignments so that you're using them appropriately across your site, and how to choose colors and photos that complement each other so that all your pages have a really cohesive feel. Okay, so when we're talking about branding for your business, we're specifically talking about colors and fonts in this video. And your colors are going to be identified by a hex code. And a hex code is a 6-character alphanumeric code that tells precisely what your brand colors are. So I'll show you, we're in Canva right now. I just looked up brand board, and there are a ton of different templates that you can look through to get some inspiration if you don't have your colors chosen yet. So I pulled this one up, and this is the color palette, these 6 colors. And you'll see here right below, I can zoom in a little bit. Each one of these has a code, a six character code. So what this means is that you can precisely identify your colors, whether you're using Canva or Photoshop or Kajabi or whatever you're using, or if somebody else is designing for you, you know that you're going to be using the exact right colors. And later, once we get into actually updating your site details in Kajabi, we're going to plug your hex codes in to your account settings. So that means that every time you're designing something in Kajabi in the future, you've got your colors really easy to choose from rather than having to go back and find your hex codes every time. So that's what we're doing right now, is establishing your brand colors and their hex codes. And first I'm going to show you how many colors you should have on your brand board and how to designate those colors. And then we're going to get into some places where you can find some inspiration and like how to come up with your colors. So this one right here, this template that I pulled up, just has these 6 colors, but neither of them are given like a role to play. So that's why I like to use this primary colors, secondary colors, and an accent color. And so your primary colors are going to be used primarily across your site. Those are going to be the background colors. Secondary colors are going to be like graphics or arrows. Maybe so in like limited spots, they'll be used as a background color. And then your accent color is going to be your brightest brand color. That's the one that you'll use for your call to action buttons when you really want to grab someone's attention. So you can use, if you find a color palette that you like, you can definitely use these. You would just want to give each one a role. So like this one is the brightest one. Oops. This one's the brightest one. So I'm just going to say that's my accent color. And then you would want to copy over the hex code. And then as far as your primary and secondary, you just want to make sure that there's a range of tones within each one. So your primary colors, you want a light, a dark, and a medium. So let's say this is our light primary and dark primary, and then this one's kind of medium primary. Okay. So that's kind of, you would have to adjust this, but that's kind of the idea. And the reason that we want to have a contrast is so that if you're using one of these colors for your background and then you're putting graphics or text of another color on top of it, you want that contrast to be enough that people are able to read it and understand it. Especially, this is the thing about, the Americans with Disabilities Act. You want to be really aware of people when you're designing, people who have like visual impairments. So making that contrast more dramatic is one way to make your copy easier to read. So then you would just want to do the same thing, assign some of your colors as your secondary colors, again, in a range of tones. Okay, so as far as how to choose your colors, like let's say you're starting from scratch, or if you only have a couple colors, but you need to have like 6 or 7 to kind of fill out your brand board, One, you can, like I did, just go right into Canva, type in brand board and look through. There are a bunch of tons of options here of colors that look good together. Something else that you can consider is the psychology behind colors. And I literally just Googled psychology behind colors. So just pulling up this little image here, we can see that these different colors are associated with optimism or friendly, creative, peaceful. Depending on what you're teaching, if you're teaching like modern dance, or if you're teaching how to save for retirement, for example, those you want to be conveying very different energies there. So think about that when you're choosing your brand colors. Think about what feeling you want people to have when they land on your website or your sales page. Another trick that I like to use is to find a photo I like and then pull the hex codes from that photo. So I just went to Pexels. It's a free stock photography website. All of these you can just use. And let's say I like this photo, this David Bardis photo. I have an extension, a Google Chrome extension called Colorzilla. So if I choose this, and then this little cross mark comes up where my mouse is. And so I can hover over this photo, and up there in that bar up at the top, it's copying the colors from here. It's copying the hex codes. So if I want to use this pink, okay, so this color is copied to my clipboard now. So if I go back here and, let's say I want this, my secondary color to be that one, so just pasted it over. And then let's say I want to grab this, this dark blue up here. I'll hover up there. Okay, and then just click, the color is copied, go back here, just do the same thing. So this can be, I like this trick because you can then use that photo on your page, and then you know that like the other elements that you're using will be complementary because you're using the exact hex codes from that photo. The only limitation with that is that it's just one photo, and you're going to need a bunch of photos to use across your entire website. So another thing that I do sometimes is I go to Creative Market and I find photo bundles. So this Pexels is free. You can get free stock photography. Creative Market is not free, but it's pretty reasonably priced. And so what you can do here is you can get a bunch of photographs, and then they're all going to have like the same colors, the same kind of vibe and aesthetic. And then you can use these across your site. You've got a bunch of stock photos. You can pull your hex codes from these photos, and then everything is going to just look really like cohesive and is going to have the same kind of emotion. So like these, again, just same thing. I would do the same thing, use that Colorzilla extension and grab like some of these tans and like peachy colors and blues, and just create a brand board from this. Easy peasy. And the last thing that you're going to have to do for your brand board is to choose your brand fonts. And you'll need a heading, body, and accent font. Your heading and body font have to be available in Kajabi if you're using Kajabi, which I assume you are because that's what I teach. Your accent font can just be a font that's available in Canva because we're going to use it very sparingly, and we will use image blocks rather than text blocks. So I'll show you what that looks like in Kajabi, like on an actual page. First, I'm going to show you what a Kajabi landing page looks like, just a blank template landing page, straight out of the box with Kajabi branding and everything. This, all the tools you need to build a successful online business, that is the heading font that Kajabi comes loaded with. And then down here, this is the body font. And this section just includes a text and an image block. It's really basic. If we open up this hero section, I'm going to move me over. Okay, so we're going to open up this hero section, and you can use the background media type. If you change this to image, it will appear. This is, again, Kajabi's just background image. So this page, I cloned the same blank template page, but I made a few little changes that make a big difference. So for one, in settings, I updated my fonts. So This is the heading font, and then here where it says get started, that's the body font. I just made those. This is Playfair Display, and the body font is Montserrat, so it looks different than Kajabi's. And I, rather than having a text and an image block, I replaced the image block with a form so that if you have like a lead magnet, you can get people to sign up for it there. The biggest, probably most visually difference is I changed the background image. So I downloaded that image from Pexels, and I replaced the Kajabi photo with this one, this sky and field of flowers. And then I used my ColorZilla extension to pull this like dark kind of purple color, and I created this graphic in Canva. So if we open that up, you can see that it's an image. It's not a text. It's not a text block. I created this image in Canva using one of these background colors and using this accent font. So it draws your attention. It just looks, kind of more inviting. So if we preview this page versus this one, I mean, obviously you would have to change the font color. It just looks like those few little changes make it look just so much better. And using these, selecting the right colors and tying together the colors in your fonts and your background images and your graphics, it's really just going to elevate your design in a really quick and easy way. Okay, so now you've chosen your brand, fonts, and colors. We're going to use those when we update your site details in Kajabi and when we create a template landing page for you. So keep them handy, stick around for those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.